So I'll
Well,
give you I'll give you the floor first.
well, I guess I'll start off with the FBI saying that the rope was just hanging there, and it's been there since October. So how they investigate it that quick, and where they get that from is where I'm confused at. It's almost like something is trying to get swept under the rug, and NASCAR is letting something that happened so great be taken away. Like they're trying to, to me, they're trying to make it feel like that they don't want to be a part of that. What happened, even though that movement that happened was so freaking powerful. So I don't know how you want to take yourself away from that. And NASCAR should have known that that rope was hanging there. It seemed like it wasn't a problem when nobody was going through it since October, but now since it became a noose, oh, there's no problem. It's been hanging there since October. Really?
Now, before we came on, my TV's on, as brought to you by 805, as you can clearly see,
Oh,
um,
Mickey Mouse.
and Disney,
Yeah.
and the Coca-Cola company.
Enjoy.
Um, I'm watching the Scott Van Pelt edition of SportsCenter, one of the few things on ESPN I watch other than PTI and boxing and whatever
Scott Van
actual
Pelt keeps it real. That's
and
the
what
one thing.
and whatever game is on. And he was talking to Marty Smith, who of course is NASCAR's analyst, and he asked, and he was told that unequivocally that was a noose. It was not a rope tied to close a garage. It was an actual noose. Now, with that said, okay, I can get the point where they said they didn't know that they were going to assign Bubba to locker stall number four, which he was assigned to for that particular race in Talladega that got canceled. Okay, that's one thing. But for it to be sitting there since 2019,
Hmm.
it's October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So
9 months,
9 months.
almost a year.
9 months it's been sitting in the garage. And it had to take somebody from Bubba's pit crew to find it while they're supposedly inspecting. I have question marks about that.
Well, I mean, we all do,
And,
especially
and,
when FBI came
and,
out so quick with it.
and for the people that say this was a publicity stunt, that Bubba just put it in there himself. Number one, you need Jesus right now, and that's me saying it calmly and nicely as I possibly can, because I really want to say something else, but I'm not. But I'm not going to, because
Are we keeping
I'm
it
just.
political? Because I'll say it for you.
Oh, you can say if you want to say it for me. Go right ahead.
I mean, it's fucking gay. That's exactly what it is. The FBI cannot find Biggie or Tupac's killer, but we sure can find out that it was a rope.
Well, Biggie's bodyguard said that Orlando Anderson did it. A lot of people think Orlando. I kind of think Orlando Anderson had a part in killing Tupac. Biggie, I don't know.
Whatever.
I
But we're alphabet boys can't seem to find other stuff. But when it sure comes to what's going on in this country right now, they came up with a case so very quickly.
oh, but But J. Edgar Hoover made sure that Sam Cooke, MLK, and JFK got killed. Go figure.
Oh well, now that's a whole different subject for a whole other day. We
I
can talk about that.
I know, but I'm just saying there was some stuff that people didn't want to know about Mr. J. Edgar Hoover, which is why he shredded all that stuff. If you watched his movie,
Oh well, I
but
did.
again, so did I. I watched it at your house. We watched it together.
But what do we know?
What do we know? So to go to another subject, I was another reason why I'm irritated was because okay, I posted an article a couple of days ago in regards to baseball
Mm,
when the baseball players tweeted, tell us when, tell us where, and I posted and I said, y'all are full of it. Now somebody who I met, who I know, responded by talking about there's a pandemic going on, maybe they just shouldn't play the season. And then I said, I agree with you. And then I went to the thing saying, even though I still think there might be a strike because I was talking about the CBA being ending in October, in after the season of 2021 December.
yes.
Then this person replies back saying, if I can find it, because I've really been ignoring it all day.
And yes, we speak the facts around here, people. We find the information and make sure we are true to what we say.
But the person said, and I quote,
Here we go.
"It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is the revolution. Honestly, sickens me that you, as a black man, would have said what you said." Now, I did.
Use that where that comment came from, where that has nothing to do with what the post was about, if I'm
Uh,
not mistaken.
again, I posted yesterday at 3:11 p.m. This is what I said when they voted against the 60-game proposal. I said, "When and where, you guys are full of it. Stop insulting our intelligence. Just say no season in 2020. Congratulations, it'll be once again you find ways not to get it." And then I said, "I guess you want to test 1994 again in relation to the strike and cancellation of the World Series."
So, with that being said, that comment is irrelevant.
Again, let me read you the whole thing. "Well, there's a worldwide pandemic and revolution going on right now, so maybe it's a good thing to bypass the season so that the conversation stays on point." I said I am all for being the season canceled. Then I went into my spill about the current CBA and how da da da, and how they've been able to maintain labor peace and the strike. Then
Right.
that comment's been said. I didn't respond because I know what it's going to get into. It's just going to go into a back and forth,
Yes.
and no matter what I say, because I'm not talking about the revolution. First off, part of it's revolution, yes, but also at the same time, there is still an issue of black on black crime. Once again, more mass shootings happened in Chicago this past weekend.
The highest.
And and again, it involves black on black crime. Again, I don't talk about race because I hate talking about it. Which is why if you go on my page, I talk about sports,
Hmm.
I talk about sports entertainment, I talk about movies, and I post Bible verses. That is all, and pictures. That is all you see on my page.
Yes.
I don't talk politics. I can't stand politics because there's corruption on both parties, on both sides.
Oh,
I
of course.
don't talk about it
Of course.
because here's what happens. I may not agree with something you may say. I say any one little thing, that person's gonna go off, and I'm like, look, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. We can agree to disagree. One thing you'll not do is you'll not disrespect me.
Facts.
Okay. And the messed up part of this person is she's Mexican. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. It is tough enough as it is for me being a biracial man. Okay. On one side, I will never be black enough. On the other side, I will never be Mexican enough. Okay. I did not ask to come into this world looking the way that I look.
I mean,
But
no one does. Facts.
but who am I to question God's creation when he said, I made you in my image, so therefore you are perfect? Who am I to question the Almighty? I'm not. But just because I'm not out there holding a damn sign talking about Black Lives Matter does not mean that I'm insensitive of what's going on.
Correct.
Does not mean I don't care what's going on.
Yes.
I'm like Chappelle. I don't have to say anything because the streets are doing it. I don't have to say
Speak.
anything.
They're speaking already for us right now. Exactly. This is
Okay.
true.
But at the same time, I was taught not to see this, to see the heart.
Well,
That's what I was taught. That's what I was raised. That's what I look at when I look at people. I don't, because I cut you open, I bleed red
red,
just like you.
red, all day, every day. There's only one thing that keeps us pumping, and it's that red fluid. You can't separate that.
Okay? Again, I go back to the cross. Did Jesus see black? Did you see white? Did you see red? Did you see purple? Did you see blue? No. He just saw, I love all y'all, and I'm laying down my life for you all.
Ooh,
So
ooh,
bless you.
thank you.
So you guys don't go to hell.
Right.
Okay? I don't need to sit there and whether he resisted arrest or not, I don't care if he had a criminal record or not. I don't need to watch George Floyd on his knee in his neck. I don't need to watch it 500 times. One time is enough for me, and that's it. I'm done. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're gonna. I'm kind of shocked it's not still being played right now. You know, seeing something like that, the media likes to exploit that. Like they don't have nothing else better to talk about.
Which is why I am trying to stay away from reading stuff people post about political stuff and election stuff and new stuff because it's all the same thing, which is another reason why I don't post that stuff. Because again, like I'll read articles and even if they don't agree with something, they'll be like, that person's a POS. I'm like, dude.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You don't have to like. Don't get me wrong. As much as I dislike Trump, that's my opinion. Other people likes Trump. Okay. But the thing about it is you're not gonna sit here and argue with me that I dislike Trump because I'm not seeing it your way. I have my opinion.
Yeah, but here again, here's the th- here's the thing. You and I have had many disagreements, but you and I have the sense enough to talk about it like mature human beings
Oh, well,
and
I mean,
and
everybody's
and and not call each other POSs.
yes. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion and how you feel, and you're gonna have, especially if you're deep in your opinion and how you feel about that opinion. And if it's a good structured conversation, it's gonna get heated. You might say something that I might like, and I might say something. But at the end of the day, you have to look at it as it's just a conversation, and
Yeah,
your opinion matters just as well as my opinion matters. That's and see, as much as you say you don't want to speak about politics, though, it goes about what this is all about. Or how we started this. It's sports. Politics is in sports.
Unfortunately.
And that's a subject that we're going to be talking on as long as we're doing this. It's going to be that way, and
I know, and it just bothers me because it's like because I've always been on the under. I've always tried to live by the philosophy of stay in your own lane.
oh well, selective few only know what that word means.
Trust me. I know it's and it's like you just better be lucky because you know you don't want to see me do that you know that Ken Shamrock snap when you throw dog food on my face.
Yeah, those eyes look like a cartoon.
Yeah,
I remember
but
that.
but uh, at the same time, like for example today, me and Mr. Long had a conversation about Chris Benoit, and he was telling me about he went in on a Benoit fan, and I said, actually, I'll just pull up the conversation for you if I didn't delete the conversation. Um, he basically said that my wife and kids are alive, so I've achieved more than Benoit in my lifetime. And then
Wow.
and then I said that's still a sore subject for a lot of people. And I said I don't condone what he did.
Correct.
Let me be 1,000% clear. But I did say, unfortunately, he was not in his right mind when it happened. Now, again, that does not take away
What
what
he
he
did.
did, because what he did was wrong and it was cruel. And he said the fan didn't respond to that. I said, there's no way you can counter that. I said, any man that does that is not a man. But again, unfortunately, he was not in his right mind. And he said his fans are insane. I get it. I said, I am one of those people that can separate the performer from the person.
Exactly.
And then I said, as a performer, he was awesome.
As a
And
human being,
as a human being, what he did was absolutely wrong.
and I can
But again, I said he was not himself. He was not in his right mind. I'll leave it at that. I can respect somebody as an athlete, as a performer, but I can also not necessarily like him as a human being. I can separate both.
right. I'll
Like,
give you a prime example right now. You know how I feel about Kobe Bryant, the
yes,
basketball player.
yes,
Kobe
yes.
Bryant, the man off the court, what he does for his community and what he does for those kids. I'll say the same thing about LeBron James. I go there. Do I like LeBron James, the basketball player? Fuck no. I'm by no. But the human being who built a school, who sends kids to college, free meals, free clothes, laptops, everything. Okay, young man, you get it. So you, but him on the court, cussing him out in the arena, straight up, boo, boo, boo. I'll even go as far as what our best friend Mr. Hubbard calls him, and I ain't got to say nothing else.
Look at your man's B.
Look at your man,
Oh.
right? So, but
Oh.
human being, you can't, like you just said, the wrestler, he was amazing. What he did in that ring, toothless aggression, cross race crippler.
Toothless aggression.
I mean,
Oh.
I
And
mean,
I mean, and I had the privilege of watching him live in person 3 times.
oh man, oh, not to just the jump off, but you know what's missing in our show, and you're gonna have to get it, and I'm gonna have to get it, and every time we do the show, we have to show it. It is the WWF rulebook.
Oh yes, Jack Daniels, will you please?
We need the rulebook in at least every other show, just to let people know. how serious we are about this.
Yes. Brought to
But
you
to get
by
back to
Shawn
what we,
Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yes, indeed.
exactly. But to get back to
But
what
yeah,
we were saying,
and I said, and I said, and he said he can't separate the two. He can't watch his matches anymore. And I told Wayne, I said, that is your stance, and I respect your stance. And I said, here is our problem with America today. And I said, I know you're not as spiritual as I am, but there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Come and let us reason together." And I said, our problem is that we cannot have a discussion and disagree without going at each other's throats. We, but then I put in the parentheses, not me and him, because me and him have always been able to conversate, even though we may disagree. But it's not like fuck you, I can't stand you.
yeah, I've never seen a Raider fan hate on the Raiders as much as he do. I mean, I have my own saying about it, but boy, man, it makes me question his Raider nationhood. Sheesh.
And again, I get it because I mean, some people probably say the same about me as much times as I criticize my football team. I'm just like,
A real
I don't
fan
have
do that,
I don't have to agree with every move that they do.
of course, of course.
Uh, uh,
Did I like Michael Crabtree signing with the Raiders? Fuck no. But when he went out there and became the tree, did I respect that move? Yes. Yes, I was a hard critic because of what he did in San Francisco. The player, he's an amazing player. But he came in the league wrong.
yeah,
Wrong.
yeah. And I mean, that's like my stance on Joey Bosa. Was I a fan of the draft pick?
No.
Not necessarily. I was
Man,
not.
I wish I could screenshot a lot of stuff that you said about Mr. Bosa.
I wanted Josh Allen. Okay,
We
now
all want
granted,
Josh Allen, bro.
uh, uh, okay, now granted, I said I needed this. Granted, he performed. Okay, in hindsight, was it the right draft pick? Probably. But again, I still stand by what I said. I didn't want him just simply because of his injury history, which you cannot deny. He has an injury history, and like Greg,
Yeah, that is
and like and like Greg Papa said, your best ability is availability, which is why I was kind of hesitant on the D Ford signing. D Ford, heck of a talent, but
can't stay on the field.
can't stay on the field.
Go ahead and give it to me. Go ahead and give me the Singletary.
Can't do it. If we ever get into a studio, that is going to be one of our sound bites that we push.
You damn right.
I'm telling you right now.
I mean, that was
But
classic promo right there.
yeah, like can't do it. And but here's the thing: we we have a problem of being upset and wanting to fight each other because we don't agree. We
Yeah.
can agree to disagree all day long, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna respect your opinion. You respect mine. You're still gonna be my friend. I'm still gonna love you. Period. That's our problem today as a society. If, because at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong,
Yep.
and that's our problem. If I can't come to you and say, look, I'm on your side, I will forever be on your side, but in this particular case, you was wrong. If a person chastised you because he was, because here's what people don't understand about being a real friend. Being a real friend is going against the grain and telling your friend that was wrong. Because one thing you do not want is a whole bunch of yes men, and that's another problem too. Because a lot of times, again, now I'm about to take a curve.
Yeah. Hey, it's what we do. It's open.
Now a lot now a lot of people did not like Michael Vick for what he did. But let me say this. This is just what I feel. I don't think Vic himself personally did it. I think his entourage did it, but
His
unfortunately,
name. It was the name.
but but unfortunately, he had to take the bait. He had to, he had to
Somebody
be
had to bite the
no.
bullet, and
He
it
he
wasn't
had,
going to be the no names. That's
yeah,
pretty much what it wasn't going to be the no names.
he had to be nailed on the cross. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. Somebody had to be crucified, and it was his because he's the big ticket.
Yeah.
And number one, well, not number one, number two, he's also an African American man.
Yes.
So,
But but cockfights are illegal too. But they still do cockfighting. But what do I know? But
well, it seems like Peter don't care about cockfighting.
I guess they don't care about rooster cocks. They don't.
No,
Um. But that's what I've always said. Entourages. Okay. I understand you want to stay true to where you come from, and you want to stay true to the people that you grow up with. I understand it. I respect it. I get it wholeheartedly. But you being in the limelight, you becoming a public figure, you have to make change.
yes,
And your entourage has to do that. Your entourage is not mature enough to do that. So, in a sense, you may have to be like, look, guys, I love y'all. I'll forever love y'all. But if y'all don't change the way y'all acting, y'all can't hang with me. And
facts.
and that's not because I don't love you. That's not because I don't like you. But it's like I am not gonna let you ruin my name. I'm just not, because
I agree.
y'all do something, y'all say with me, they're not gonna come after you. They're coming after me.
I'm the ticket. I'm the example that needs to be said. And since we're going to throw curveballs, and it just to piggyback off your what you're saying, it was almost like when they were trying to figure out gays in sports. And remember, these players were coming out. Certain players were coming out, but they wasn't big name players. NBA, NFL, no media outlet wants to hear of a Joe Blow saying that who ain't got like the NASCAR driver who quit because they took the Confederate flag. Fool, you ain't won nothing. Who are you, per se?
Like 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 the most famous person that's come out in that field was the name I think about is John Amici, the former center for the Orlando Magic.
Facts. His,
And
his story was deep too.
yeah, in Sports
Like
Illustrated,
how
yes.
hard it was for him to be in that locker room and to have to portray being when they were hanging out to like a woman and stuff. Oh my goodness, his story was oh
Yeah, I couldn't fathom going through that.
no, just something that you want. He was never comfortable. Ever.
So I don't know if you saw this, but Avery Bradley is opting out of the restart, and the Lakers have J.R. Smith in mind to replace Mr. Bradley.
I got the ESPN update before I came upstairs and we started this. I'm like, wow.
So
Wow, here
we
we go.
might we might have one of the greatest memes in the world come again in purple and gold. Yes. Oh, one of the greatest memes of all time.
And remember when they had the Henny bottle in his hand doing he was going.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. What else do we have going on? Did we touched on well, since we don't have much of sports going on and we can't make this a sport show, but we can put what's going on that's involving the sports around us. Let's talk about these coronaviruses that's hitting all these sports now.
Well, it also has hit the Rockies. The most noticeable is Charlie Blackmon of the Rockies. He has tested positive for COVID-19, and
And
that's
we also have
on.
of a excuse me, a basketball player who tested for it in the country he was in, I want to say Nikolai Jokic.
Jokovic, yeah.
Yeah, he tested and he can't come back to the States.
Yeah.
And what's killing me
Well,
is I don't know if the NBA or any of these sports are trying to salvage the money they're going to lose by risking some of these players and stuff like that. Just like baseball, I get it. You're trying to do it for the fans. If that's what you're trying to say,
well,
but many
here's
people don't know
now,
what it's all about.
now with you speaking on that, here is their supposed plan since they did agree to vote to do the 60 game season. So, here's what it is. Okay. So, they have provided it's 60 games. So, 40 divisional games, 20 interleague games. So, you'll play your division opponents 5 times a year. So I'm thinking, how are you gonna do that? Are you gonna do a 5 game series in their park and a 5 game series at home?
That's probably or you know what? They just no, they can't even go to Arizona. It's like they're gonna have to find like a no, you can't even do that. Too many teams. There's no freaking solution for this.
Well, camps will open July 1st,
Yes,
with the vast majority of teams staging camps at their home ballparks. Okay. Due to the restriction borders between Canada and the United States, Blue Jay players are expected to report to the team's minor league complex in Dunedin, Florida. The Nationals' use of National Sparks Solar Camp is contingent on the District of Columbia's COVID-19 restrictions. So, they're trying to have opening day be on the 23rd or the 24th of July, which would, as we look at the Peanuts calendar, would be a Thursday or a Friday to open up the season. It would be the shortest season since 1878.
Jesus.
Okay. So, they are still planning to do trades.
Mm.
Teams must designate 60 eligible players to be part of the player pool for the 2020 season. This pool will include 40-man roster plus 20 additional selections. No club can exceed 60 players at any time, and inactive players not on a taxi squad would stay at an alternate training site. The normal 10-day DL will remain, but the long-term 60 DL will turn to 45 days. For players dealing with COVID, will be implemented on a specialist that won't come with a minimum or a maximum length. So, August 31st trade deadline. 30-man roster for the first 2 weeks and optional taxi squads for road games.
Okay.
Now, from a Giants standpoint, that might help because Pablo is damn near healthy. So's Maranta and other players. Not to, sound like a homer.
Yes.
But, so, television broadcasters are not expected to travel with their teams. However, local radio broadcasts will be permitted to call games on the road.
Hmm.
Huh. So, my thing is, well, if it's a home game, are they going to broadcast from the studio?
Yes. Just like how boxing is doing.
That could work. Um, yeah,
It's like they compacted a lot just to get it to go, and it's nothing is really making sense. Just take the year off. Okay, you're going to lose, but guess how much you're going to gain when it opens back up? Because people are tired of being home. They're tired of not having sports. Like I am miserable. Don't get me wrong.
very much
But
so.
as much as I don't watch baseball, as I'm a fan. I'd rather be at the stadium than watch it on TV. That's been my mo forever. But
Unless the Giants make the playoffs, then he's all in.
well, I'm watching the whole damn skip. But it. I mean, yes, I watched a full Korean baseball game. I did. I mean, there was nothing else on TV. I could have watched something else, but it was sports.
Yes, yes.
You know, shoot,
That's how I felt the first night it came on. I was like, oh yes.
somebody can go outside in front of this house right now and put two cornhole things in front of my fucking driveway, and I will watch that shit with a fucking beer and a shot
Might
right
even do
now.
some. Might even do some commentary. I'm like, oh, he needs more lift on the release.
And he needs more power.
More power.
But yes, I mean, we're all like right now. I'm just holding on to maybe there could be football. But how are you going? I mean, I know you're going to test these players and everything this, that, and the third. But how are you going to keep it out of the NFL when it's happening? Excuse me. I mean, we're not going to have college football. I believe college football has been stripped.
I
That's
believe
not
that
happening.
too. And
You know, especially with what happened in Clemson.
oh yes,
That's really
I wouldn't be. I would not be shocked if they canceled the season. I mean, heck, the college baseball season was only 3 games. After the third game, they just shut down everything for the rest of the year. And
they got it right.
yeah, and I mean, I love watching the College World Series. I love the road to Omaha.
I mean, we if I'm at work and you hit me with a text talking about it, or if I see something about it, I mean, what I believe you agree with me when I'm gonna say to this, and I believe we touched on this subject. I love college sports more than I love pro sports, and where I'm going with that is some of those folks that are playing college sports, they're not looking to get to the league. They're not looking to get a contract or, you know, and not to say whoever's playing to get that way, I'm not taking away from them. But where I'm going with this is some on those teams are playing just for the sport of it, or they're representing their college, or they just want to say they were the champion or did it.
That and lifetime long term memories that and
They
and,
share with the
and
team.
and a bond that you'll never forget. I mean, would I have liked to play the Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Would I like to play in the minors? Sure. But I played high school ball for 2 years. My first year, won a league championship. I still have the championship patch. That's one of my most prized possessions that I have was that patch. I mean, granted, I didn't get a championship ring, but you know that patch is just
Solidified.
as
That's the ring
solidifies
right there. That's the ring right there. You don't need nothing else.
yeah,
That's show.
it was one of the best teams I ever played on, and it was cool because one of my teachers was my coach in Mr. Millward.
The
So
greatest fucking coach, teacher, all through Fairfield fucking High. Oh my goodness. Wait. I know you called him by his name, but we really know his nickname. Woody.
Woody Reader.
And we can talk about this because he was, like you said, your baseball coach. In his classroom, he made assignments for us when the Giants were playing, and he turned on the game on the computer.
Yes.
Um,
Like my freshman year in '97 when the Dodgers and Giants were in the pennant race,
Yeah.
in which the Giants won the division that year.
Yeah.
But the thing was, we would all he was like, okay, for every game the Giants win, the Dodgers lose, I'll give each y'all a point. So we would all. Well, I mean, I watch it because baseball. That's my sport. But the whole class would come and juice up talking about Giants won, Dodgers lost, and we would just all get into it. Of course, when the Giants won the division, it was a big time celebration. Um, and I just remember his Kirby Puckett poster he had on his wall in his classroom.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I need this poster in my life. But I mean, but I mean, he was accepting of all of us, and treated us all with respect because I hardly ever saw him get mad ever, unless
And this is a fact.
unless it was on the baseball field. But that's totally different story. But I mean, in the classroom, I can't think of one Falcon alum that has one bad thing to say about him as far as him being a teacher.
I don't. I don't. I mean, even through the passing periods and stuff in the hallways, he spoke. If he knew you,
He spoke.
he spoke to you.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost got me to. I almost put up the cleats to play baseball. Almost. The 11th grade year, I almost wanted to put on the cleats to get out there and play baseball.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Just a now here's a here. Now back to football as you were talking about, and here's another article. It's from the Score app, in case anybody is wondering. Yes, I have a whole bunch of apps on my phone. So the NFL says the NFL will allow teams to decide attendance capacity. So I guess the 32 teams are going to decide their their capacity for the season. So apparently, the NFL is going to try to do everything they can to make sure there's a season. Um, don't know how to feel about that, but according to the article, which can also be found in The Athletic, if you're a sports fan, download The Athletic. It is a damn good app. They have some very damn good
How
articles.
much are you paying for that?
Only 9.
I got to get rid of something if I'm gonna get that.
Here's the thing. You can do it monthly, or you can pay one flat rate and do it for the whole year and just renew when your year's up. Which I'll eventually go to that once I start back working again, or I just might do it now. But
Right.
I pay $9.99 for. But when you got all these different bank accounts like I have, you can have one account, just use that account just for that.
Right.
But according to the article, and it says, and I quote, attendance will be a state by state, county by county thing, one NFL source told The Athletic's Daniel Kaplan. It will not be a one size fits all. One source says, I wish they would push back the start of the year to October to give them more time to learn from the other leagues, which I don't disagree with that at all one bit.
But my question to that is, what league is doing anything right now?
Well,
Besides boxing, boxing got their shit together.
and I think that's what they're trying to create is to have a bubble spot like boxing is, which is why Vegas is trying to do, I mean, not Vegas, which is why the NHL is trying to do hub cities for the playoffs because they have paid attention to what's going on and they're trying to follow boxing's suit.
Well, you can't put football in a bubble. That
You
is,
can't.
there's
No.
too many players. 32 teams.
And and
Boxing,
and, and we discussed that unequivocally. Yes.
boxing can do it because they can schedule a five card fight like they've been doing, and they can monitor how they do that. Your fighters on this floor, this fighter's on this floor. I mean, it's perfect for Vegas. There's too many hotels. You can put them
Yes.
all through up there, but that's just because it's minimum. You can't bring 32 fucking teams to Vegas or London, anywhere. Just cancel it. As much as I want football, I will hurt. Yes, I will be. Even like when I was talking to Pops down there on Father's Day, and I was like, he has to come up here, come visit me. We talk about football visits on Sundays, but he was like, there's no football, and just just cancel it. I mean, I'll cry, but I'd rather them get it right, not try to rush to get it right, to try to salvage, which is nothing needs to be salvaged. Just
Oh wow, I missed an upset.
in boxing.
Yes, Andrew Maloney was defeated. One of the Maloney brothers.
Well, I might have to go to ESPN Plus tomorrow and see if they got a replay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Now, I mean, we'll still have football. We'll just have Madden NFL 21
I mean,
on
well,
your PS4, PS5, or Xbox. But I mean, that it doesn't take away watching it on TV. But hey, that means less Joe Buck. I'm all for
now that will be my soundbite when we get in the studio.
it.
Mr. Joe Buck, Mr. Buck himself.
I don't hate you, Joe. I respect you. I just need need more passion.
No, speak it because Chris Broussard I despise.
Really?
The commentator for Fox.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that guy, his head is so far up his own ass. You know how the hell he's still walking this god green earth with how far his head is up his ass. Jesus Christ.
Well, you might say the same for Stephen A.
See, here's the difference between with Stephen A. That's expected. But the brother carries himself so well. Like I think Stephen A. is good for what he's doing. Broussard, I just can't get down with him. I can't.
Well, it does help that Max does bring it out of him just a little bit. That also.
That the ESPN figured a way to tailor to that. Broussard ain't got nobody to tailor to him to that. No, just he can go. He can go. He can be like John Cena and can just disappear.
Oh, Cena.
And all these, why is this man getting in all these movies that I enjoy?
Well, I'm pretty sure Dwayne vouched for him to be in Fast 9 because, I mean, they are acquaintances. I won't say they're friends, but they are acquaintances.
They have a type of thing because they both came from the same company.
Yes. I mean, Vin Diesel's always been one to try to, please the fans and cater to them, and I'm pretty sure Cena's name came up in something just like The Rock did when he made his first appearance in Fast and Furious 5. Um,
Damn, he's been in 4?
yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a spinoff. Yes.
Wow, that just letting you know how time is flying right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And well, I just want sports, but sports needs to just the world needs to just slow down for a minute. Like I said, I believe this is something more than just what's going on. It's God speaking, and people need to listen. I may have mentioned this on the show before, but
Yeah. You have.
I'm really feeling that he's speaking, and we need to listen. And none of this happened until I hate to say it, they let a non-political person in office. They let a bully in office. They let a one-sided minded person in office. And that one person has affected this whole world.
Well,
And mainly,
like John Bolton said in his interview, a couple of nights ago. Um, he's taken the national security and has made the United States look like a joke. Like he said he is more concerned about getting a picture with North Korea's president and China's president for photo ops as opposed to other stuff. Now, if he did give monies to historically black colleges, good for him. Um, um, I just find it funny how the rally that he went to in Tulsa, and you see the pictures
Butt
of
naked.
not even a third of it filled. And this is the same guy that said he had the biggest inauguration crowd ever. False. But again, this is what happens when he only thinks about himself. I don't think he even cares about the 1%. But also, something I read today, there's former national security people that served under Reagan and both the Bushes that are going to vote for Biden. And I think that, and I think that's it, and I think that said something. I was just like, wow. I'm like, I mean, the heads up for me went up when George W. and his wife and the McCain family and Mitt Romney said
Oh
that
my God, that guy.
I can't do it. I can't side with him. If they're saying that, I mean, just take a
Well,
look, take a look and see.
I hear what they're saying and what you're saying, but it's almost like what you said when I told you I think this morning that we have baseball, and you said, "Well, I won't believe it until I."
See the first pitch.
Let's see where their loyalty lies when it really comes to poll time.
Oh, in November, I agree.
I mean, you can
I,
say all this stuff right now, but if he comes to a proposition that if he gets back in office and something works for in your favor, you think you're going to vote for him? I'm going to say yes.
that is a very well said point.
I mean, well, you've seen enough TV to know, you know, what you see on TV is true. The political, and like you said, it's both parties are a bunch of BS, and it's pretty crappy. And I don't know. I just wish that we could have got somebody else in office.
Well, again, I'm not super confident in Joe Biden, but Joe Biden was vice president for 8 years. So
I'm confident in nobody. Nobody.
I I agree with that 1,000. Well, like I said, Republicans will fail, Democrats will fail, people will fail, systems will fail. Jesus Christ will not fail.
That's my president.
God the Father will not fail. So, like when this whole pandemic started, my coworkers were asking me, "How do I feel?" And just simply said this: I trust God, and that was it.
Enough said. Enough said. Agreed. Totally agree.
I mean, whomever got appoints whoever God appoints to put in office in a selection, those that really truly believe in the Lord just really need to pray. And that whoever's in office, they hear the voice of God. That's my prayer.
Yeah.
Be it if it's Trump, be it if it's Biden. Seriously, pray that they hear the voice of God. Because again, only God can heal this land.
Agreed. Agreed. I totally agree. All right, brother. What's your final takeaway for tonight?
Uh, as much as I'm happy to see possible baseball, I really don't know if it should happen. And I think, and I think minorities just need to have a keen ear and just listen and hear and make the decision that's best for them, but also the candidates, whoever they be, they need to promise some things and they really need to do some things if they really want to get the minority vote. Like you're gonna have to you're gonna have to really put some things into motion because I think in this particular case, I really think minorities are not gonna fall for the okie doke. Like again,
We've seen it. We've seen it happen before.
yes,
Definitely
yes
seen
indeed.
it. My final takeaway is I would like to see what NASCAR goes after this. After the FBI investigation and after you came out and said that the guy said it was definitely a noose, where do they go from here? And final thing, I would like to see. I'm intrigued by the NBA because they're going to Florida to where the virus is pretty high. They're trying to gonna keep the players in a bubble per se. It's gonna be kind of hard. So this final few months, in the end of this month, beginning to July, we're gonna see a lot of stuff change, and I'm pretty intrigued because that'll give us more to talk about. You know, so those are my final two. I like to see what NASCAR goes and how the NBA is going to try to follow suit with boxing, and also if the NFL will get their stuff together. That's about all I got right there.
Well said. Well said.
So we'll give this a shot again tomorrow when I get home. It can be earlier, somewhere around this time. But yeah, this was good. Much needed. I felt I need to get some stuff off, and that was good right there.
Therapeutic, as one would say.
Amen. Amen. Well, all right, good sir. You enjoy the rest of your
Uh,
night. I'm gonna get
you
some
do the
rest in.
same. You do that.
Hit that job tomorrow. Well, I'll hit you up in the morning.
All right.
All right, man.
Later.
Later.